Perfect. Aloha from Hawaii, everybody. Today is Tuesday, December 29th, 2020. We are at the very end, the tail end, the little fuzzy tail end of 2020, of this crazy, literally crazy year, craziest year we have all lived through. We are all still alive. Thank God. I'm so grateful. Hello, everybody. I'm seeing alohas and hellos in the chat. So go ahead and share with you guys. Just say hello and also let me know that you can hear me. So go ahead and type 1111 in the chat if you can hear me. I had my microphone connect. Okay, good. So sound is all good. Okay, okay, perfect. Yay. Okay. 1111 with an exclamation point. I love it. Yes, we've got Hawaii in the house. We've got New York in the house. And we've got basically everything in between, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh, but there's Vegas in here too. Tampa. Hi. Aloha. I wanted to play that song. So the song that I played today was called Summer to Winter by Kolohe Kai. And that is a song that they play here in Hawaii. It's all about just bringing like warmth and joy to every moment. And Orlando and Macedonia. Oh my God. Yeah. So my intention really is to just bring more love, light, sunshine, warmth to the world. And it's just perfect that I moved here. So anyway, just sending lots of love to all you guys. And I just want to say welcome to the end of 2020 and also to a new beginning of 2021. And again, I'm so grateful to share this call with you, this moment, because there's so much change happening right now, right? Like everybody's just ready to turn the page on 2020 and be done. However, we've got to end it strong. We've got to really reflect on this year and what that is and what that means so that we can more clearly visualize and manifest the 2021 of our dreams. So we are manifesting today. And for those of you who don't know me, or for those of you watching the replay who have not actually had a chance to meet me, maybe someone shared this link with you. My name is Lizelle Zieger. I was born and raised in California. I knew that I was here to help people. So I got customer service jobs out of college. I was working salary in mutual funds and doing the whole thing. Wasn't happy. I was being micromanaged, and every minute of my job, I had to be doing something that I just couldn't be myself. Ended up leaving that corporate world, going back to school. So I got my master's in occupational therapy. So I was working in the health field, the Western conventional health field. I was working in hospitals, skilled nursing facilities. I had my badge, I had my license, I did it all. I was wearing scrubs. People asked me for help. I went above and beyond, until I realized, you know what, this isn't the world for me. I need to help people in a bigger way. And I knew that going online was the way that I was going to do it. And I ended up moving here in 2017 with my husband. It was my dream place. It didn't actually happen until I became the woman that I needed to be in order to create the life that I was meant to create here. So if you are feeling like I want to be somewhere else, not physically, or maybe physically, like you want to be somewhere else, maybe it's financially, emotionally, maybe physically in another place, like just know that you are in this place right now for a reason. You're in this moment in your life right now because you have to go through this moment right here, right now. And just know that you are in the perfect place, in the perfect time in your life, right here, right now. And the fact that you are here looking to develop yourself and expand the possibilities into 2021 and what's truly possible for you, you get to create anything that you want. That just speaks to your power, and that speaks to your ability to really trust yourself and trust in the process. So I congratulate you for joining today's call, and also just for manifesting me into your life, because this is what I talk about. This is what I do. And if you're into it, like just stick around because there's more where that came from. So what do you guys want to manifest? What do you want to manifest in 2021? I asked you guys in the registration link today, what do you want to manifest? And go ahead and type in the chat something that you want to manifest for 2021 while I read to you some of the notes that I took as I went through the form replies. So go ahead and type what you want to manifest. I think it's on this side, right? Yeah, chat's on that side. Things that you guys have shared with me are things like financial freedom, wealth, stability, financial stability, a higher income, free from all debts, thriving businesses, financial wealth, So it was like a money heavy, like I want to manifest today. And then like the second and third places where people want to manifest their purpose, so find their true purpose in life. Um, Hi, I'm glad you found me. That's what I do. And then helping you find fulfillment. So a lot of you want to find fulfillment. I'm going to look in the chat right now. In addition to the list that I just read off, we're looking to manifest more courage, financial freedom, financial security, building a home. How exciting! Financial stability, happiness, wealth, purpose. Yes, manifest finding a home, home with a yard, love, joy, peace, money, health, wealth, freedom, happiness. Yes, yes. So the way that I saw it as I was, well, A, making the registration form and then B, reading through the responses, I was like, wow, everybody wants to manifest money. And before, honestly, like with my account, how to manifest, a lot of people were looking to manifest love. So for me, it's really interesting to see that shift where people wanted to like have love and have a relationship. And then now either people are like okay with where they're at relationship wise, or they're like, you know what, money's more important. And I, I would agree. Self-love is the basis of creating a relationship with the world, right? And money is what is the tool that helps us create in the world. Okay. Love is important. Love is what helps you create money. You got to come from a place of stability within yourself, safety within yourself, love within yourself. That's when you can start attracting. Okay. So, love, it seems like people are good. Like, I learned how to love myself in quarantine. Now it's time for the money piece. Let me just add on here. We've also got people manifesting the best health ever, financial and time freedom, moving to a warmer, quiet, warmer climate, and getting my own brand new Jeep. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm excited because I just got my own Jeep and it was like a super fun process. Really easy to manifest, just so you know. So if you're interested in getting a Jeep, let's chat. And if anybody wants to get a Jeep, like I can help you with that. It's fun. Financial freedom, love, get the body of my dream. Yes. Oh, also there was a lot of health. There was a lot of health. People want to manifest health, and it's perfect because health and wealth are interconnected, like without a doubt. And if you don't believe that yet, I will show you. I'll shed some light on that. And then we've got career. So another place to really put your energy in, right? Working at a career, you're putting your time in. So finding a career that's in alignment with your personal goals, your personal values, how you feel, who you are as a person, and then also bringing in that money. So finding a career that you love, or finding a place to put your energy into that brings in the money that you want, right? To use as a tool to create in the world. And then last one, peace, love, happiness, money, self-love. Want to be able to be with my daughter. I'm a single manifesting, yes, I'm single manifesting my dream home to be a homeowner. I just got chills reading that actually. Jessica, yeah, there's a lot of power in what you're manifesting, and I literally feel it. And if you're new to my calls, I am also an intuitive channel, so sometimes I feel energy from you guys, and it's always beautiful. So thank you for sharing with me. I totally deeply appreciate it. So let's share. Yeah, ease feeling vibrations high in here, chills for sure. Yeah, let's raise it up. Let's raise the vibration. Let's raise up the vibration of this room. I'm gonna have you guys type in the chat one thing or two things or all the things that you're grateful for. Okay, so go ahead and type in the chat. I am grateful for. Okay, make your gratitude statement full and complete, and let the thing that you are grateful for know that you care enough to actually give it a full sentence. Okay, I am grateful for blah, 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 blah. I am grateful for my blah, blah, blah. I am grateful that I blah, 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 blah. Yes. And as you are typing in, I will go ahead and share a few things that I am grateful for. Okay. I'm grateful for my health. I am grateful for my wealth. I'm grateful for all the connections that I made in 2020. I'm grateful for all the new connections I will be making in 2021. I'm grateful for all the freedom that I am helping people manifest. I'm grateful for all the money that I am helping people manifest. I'm grateful for all the love I get to share with the world. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my business partners. I'm grateful for all the people I'm collaborating with on different projects. I am grateful for of and the light that is allowing me to connect with people from all over the world. I'm grateful for this call, for this moment. I'm grateful that I'm 30 days and that I don't look like it. I'm grateful for the ease and flow that I am manifesting into my life in order to help more people wake up to the power within them. Okay, I'm going to read through these gratitude statements here. And as I read them, go ahead and finish typing whatever you're typing. As I read through them, go ahead and feel the words as I share, imagining that you are the ones who typed it and that these are also things that you're grateful for. Okay. Oh, there's a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am grateful for my soul. I am grateful for my son. I am grateful for my health and my family. I am happy and grateful for my health. I am grateful for my health and being able to live. I am grateful for my beautiful and amazing children. I'm grateful for my granddaughters. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the people I love. I'm grateful for the freedom to get to manifest. I'm grateful for the opportunity I get to serve others daily. I'm grateful for the business I started. I'm grateful for my mentors and family. I'm grateful for my collaborations. I'm grateful for my family, my daughter. I am grateful for my brothers who have Let's Stay. I'm grateful for waking up next to my husband every day. I'm grateful for my body that I was able to grow 3 healthy humans. Me too. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my job as a nurse. To, I'm grateful, to live with them. Got it. I'm grateful for my boyfriend. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the life I am manifesting. Yes, Liz. I'm grateful for providing a roof over my kids' head, the food I can provide for them, and just being physically able to hug and tell them I love them. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is like hitting really deep. I love this. Thank you for sharing. I'm grateful for my new 21 days to a new you challenge starting New Year's. Yay, Jazzy, that's super exciting. I'm grateful to find the company I just joined. I'm grateful for being myself. Oh my gosh. Okay, 2 more. Actually 3 more. And then that's it. Because oh my God, I'm getting hot. I feel things, right? Okay, so anyway, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my son. I'm grateful for the air I'm breathing. I'm grateful for all the good things that will come in 2021. Grateful for my boyfriend. I'm grateful for food, for the house. I'm grateful for the good and the bad things that happened in 2020. That is beautiful, Diana. Full circle. I'm grateful for my power. And then the last one, I am grateful. I'm so happy and grateful for breathing easier. I am so happy and so grateful for infinite possibilities. I am so happy and so grateful for my family being my driving force. I am so grateful for this call. I am so happy, so grateful for becoming the woman I am becoming, and 2021 being the first year, oh my God, of the rest of my life. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are powerful. So let's just take all of that goodness, let's put it in our vortex right here, and we're gonna do what I call our grounding and centering, okay? This is your first call. We're gonna do something a little bit silly, but we're going to basically ground these high vibrations that we just brought into this room, okay? What you're gonna do is you're going to just copy me. You're gonna lean to the side, like so, and you're gonna take your hand and you're gonna open up your thigh, just a little bit. Just move that flesh over. Go to the other side. I know it's a little silly. Open up the thigh, just pull it like an inch or so. And when you sit back up, you will be centered physically. You will be grounded physically. And then let's go ahead and together all close the eyes as I bring you through a 2-minute little guided meditation here. So together, we're gonna just bring our energies in. So go ahead and inhale through the nose, in through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. 2 more, just like that. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Last one. Fill yourself up with light. Inhale through the nose. And hold at the top. And slowly release out the mouth. Keeping the eyes closed. Feeling some swirling in your head, tingling in your fingers and your toes, allowing your body to adjust itself to its center, and also just letting your body breathe itself here just for a moment. And just letting 2020 fall away just for a moment. And in your mind, go ahead and call in the light. Call in the light of 2021 and just call it into your mind and let it illuminate the path that is meant for you. All right, let's close this off by taking one collective deep breath in through our nose. And then just release out the mouth. And allow yourselves to come back to your body, come back to your seat, come back to your house. And when you feel ready, open up your eyes and come back to this Zoom call. I'm still feeling chills from you guys. You guys are so powerful. Please know that. Please know that everything is a choice. How you feel, what you do, how much money you make, who you talk to, how you speak to others, and most importantly, how you speak to yourself. Okay, you get to choose. You are the powerful one that's here to create your life. Everybody outside of you is just a character that's here to support your story. And as we step into those shoes of the powerful you, remember that you are also the one who's tying up the laces of those shoes, and you are the one who walks in those shoes. I don't know who needed to hear that, but that message came through just for you. So thank you for receiving that. And I am just, there's so many chills, you guys. I love it. Thank you for he's feeling chills. If you're feeling chills or something right now, please type 1111 in the chat. Let me know that I'm not alone because this is like intense. And it just brings me so much joy to know like how truly, oh my God, this is like everybody in here. This is insane. I've felt chills before and they would like be gone, but yeah, yeah, I'm getting hot too. My hands are I'm like sweat. I'm like, okay, if you see sweat marks during the call, just know that it's because the vibes are so high. And literally, like, we have called in vibrations that aren't active in the 3D. We called in vibrations that are above, that are higher, that are more powerful. And it's more of like intention. Okay. So we're going to dive into that because we are talking about manifesting our most amazing, abundant, powerful, wealthy, beautiful, flowy, gorgeous, shiny 2021, right? 2021 full of freedom, 2021 full of money, full of wealth, abundance, freedom, new cars, new houses, um, I think someone also wanted to manifest a baby in the form, new family members, but also new connections, right? New connections are ways that we can expand ourselves without doing too much, right? We are here to leverage each other. This is why we're on this planet. We're here to meet each other and remember who we are through the reflections of who we meet and who we spend time with. As we remember who we are by meeting more like-minded people, right? Creating a community, creating a circle of people who are just speaking the way that we want to speak to ourselves, the people who are making the money that we want to make for ourselves, the people who are in relationships that we want to have for ourselves. That is a way that we can leverage the humans, our other selves, to better ourselves through just a like authentic connection. That's why we're here. Okay. We are here to be the alchemists. What does that mean? Have you guys read that book, The Alchemist? Um, the Alchemist is all about turning basically garbage, turning something that's worthless into something of high value. Okay. So it's like turning lead into gold is an example. But turning a bad situation into ideal conditions. That's what being an alchemist is. And again, you are not your circumstances. Okay. Your circumstances are outside of you. Okay. But the thing that you have to remember is that you are the one common thread between all the different parts of your life, right? Like in your relationships, your health, your finances, your work. Um, that's those are the basic ones. But remember, like you are the one who's in the middle. And in order to raise all of those up, let's say for 2021, right? You got to raise yourself up. We have to practice speaking to ourselves in ways that we want other people to talk to us. Because, we know that we can raise up anybody else. We can tell them, oh, you're so awesome. You got this. Like I believe in you. We can say that all day long. But who's saying that to you? Who's saying that to you? And who's saying that with a full heart, with deep intentions and like really being honest? How do you okay? And so let's say you have somebody who says that, okay, how do you know that they're fully being honest instead of just giving lip service? The truth is we don't know. The only thing we can be sure about is what we're doing with our life, how we're showing up for ourselves, how we're putting ourselves first or, pouring into our own cup. Okay. A lot of us are still learning about that process. I was still going through that process. I am still going to go, you know what? We're going to go through this process our entire lives because everything around us, our circumstances are going to keep changing. As long as we keep changing, as long as we keep growing and expanding, our circumstances are also going to keep changing. So remember that as you develop yourself, as you take care of your health, okay? We live in the 3D, remember? We live in the 3D, so we got to take care of our, what do we call this? Our vessel, our vehicle. Okay. We have to take care of it first because if we're not healthy, if we're not uh, peaceful with how we feel, then we jump into the 4D. If we're not feeling good, then what we want to call in is it's not gonna be easy for it to find you. So I talked a little bit about dimensions. Let's do a review. I've talked about this before, but for 2021, it's going to be a little bit more unique because we are at the end, we're at the jumping point of 2021. So let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. We live in the 3D, right? 3D is physical. Everything we see, touch, hear, smell, hear, everything we see. Physical senses, right? Ears, eyes, nose, mouth, hands, skin, right? We can sense with our skin and then our feet. That's all 3D stuff, okay? Your computer is 3D. Your hair is 3D. Your chair is 3D. It's physical. You can like touch it. 4D is above that. And why these dimensions are important is because this is how manifestation works, okay? So I'm gonna go through the dimensions and then we're gonna manifest and have a lot of fun. So the 4D is the feeling space. That is the heart center. This is where you create momentum for your manifestation to show up in your life, in your 3D life. Okay. You need to feel good with yourself. You need to feel good with what you want to manifest, and you have to feel good with basically like I'm just going to say your sphere, like your energy field, okay? You got to feel good so that you can manifest good. If you're feeling bad, if you're feeling doubtful, if you're feeling fearful, if you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you're not good enough, then the manifestation that wants to come to you is going to be like, okay, are you feeling good yet? Because you've been asking for me for 10 years. Are you ready? Are you ready now? Okay. So we need to take care of this. You need to take care of how you feel. You need to talk to people who make you feel good. You need to be in a business. You need to start businesses, and you need to, um, what's the word? You need to like connect with businesses that make you feel good. Okay. I'm just going to say this for 2021. Um, if you're not already, if you don't already have two or more income streams with at least one of them online, you are behind. Okay. You gotta love yourself enough to learn how to leverage your time. Okay. No more trading your time for money. I quit that 2016, and ever since then it's been a journey, but it is paying off. And let me tell you, you gotta love yourself enough to learn something you've never learned before so that you can feel good in your body and call in what you want. Okay. I'm just saying that. I know a lot of you have online businesses. Great. Um, there's always room for more. Okay. The more that you can love yourself to leverage your time, because time is limited on this planet. Okay. And money is not, and neither is health, and neither is how you talk to yourself. Okay. Start with, yes, start with manifesting a better you by loving yourself, pouring into your own cup. Okay. So that's the 4D. Feel really good. If you want to just write one thing, feel really good. 4D. And then after that, we rise up to the invisible, which is the 5D. And this is what is called the thought realm. In the thought realm is anything and everything we have ever thought. It's like this infinite library, and it's actually a dimension that we all share. Okay, so the 3D, it's within our body. The 4D, it's like this feeling like within and then kind of out here, and then 5D, it's like this collective thing. And when you want to manifest something, it all begins with a thought, right? You don't just like nothing. It's just things just don't show up without like thinking of it. Like there, at some level, you've thought of it. So if you want to manifest a lot of money, you think, you know, abundance, wealth. Yes, like someone said like $2 million a month, which is like awesome, right? Like $2 million a month, yeah. But then if you think of $2 million a month and you're like, oh my God, like that's so scary. Like, how does that even work? Like, what if everybody knows how to make that much money? They're gonna want my money. And guess what? The manifestation is gonna take a really, really long time to make it to you because of all of that resistance. Do you see that? So, whatever you want to manifest, make sure you feel really good about it. Once you feel really good about it, you know it's in alignment, you know it feels good, it feels very exciting. Um, and there's no hesitation, there's no doubt, there's no worry or confusion, then guess what? Boom, it's there. It's there. Okay. So Sylvia's asking, how do I stop resistance? Um, Resistance comes from the mind. Okay. Resistance comes from the mind. Resistance comes in the form of things that our ego tells us. Okay. And our ego comes from the past, and it comes from anything that other people have ever said, either about you or about themselves. Okay. So resistance is something that we don't have to really stop per se, but it is something that we have to be aware of. So when you feel resistance in the form of overwhelm, anxiety, stress, worry, confusion, that's all basically stuff. If you imagine your ego, I don't have anything here but my pen, so imagine that the pen is my ego. Okay. And I'm like, I want to manifest $2 million a month, and then the ego's like, but you've never made even $1 million a month. And I'm like, okay. And then the pen's like, you're not good enough to make $2 million a month, or no one in your family has ever made $2 million a month, or you're crazy. Like, why would you want that much money? Or, things like that, right? So that's resistance. Our job is to basically separate ourselves from that and know the source of it. It comes from the ego, it comes from the past, it comes from the mind. So knowing that we are not our mind, okay, we are not our mind, we are not our body. We are this infinite being who feels chills in really fun Zoom rooms, okay? We have to remember that we are not these thoughts. We're not. These thoughts are separate from us. They just pass through our, I'm going to just call it plane of existence. They pass through, and if we hold on to them and we take it into our body, that's when we feel stuck. That's when we feel not good enough. That's when we feel tired. That's when we feel stressed out because of all the thoughts, right? I can't quiet the mind. It's because on a subconscious level, your ego's like, you're not going to make 2 million because that's not what I do. So you have to remember you're not that and you're not that, but your job is to go, oh, huh, that's not true. That's not me. I can create whatever I want. I am the powerful one. I am an alchemist. I am here to walk my path. I am here to put on those shoes and I am here to walk it. And then you let it go. And then you have to let it go so that it can leave. Okay. They're like clouds. Okay. So when you see them, just notice, even from afar, okay, that's not true. Oh yeah, that's not bye. Okay. So I hope that helps because resistance is huge. Jessica, did you have a question? I do actually. I just saw your hand raised. So did you have a question? Go ahead and type it in the chat. And I hope you guys understood that piece of resistance because that's really huge when we want to manifest. If you have a question, just go ahead and type it in. Okay. But other than that, are you guys ready to, you're welcome. Are you guys ready to manifest? Go ahead and type 1111 in the chat if you're ready to manifest. We're going to manifest our most abundant, wealthy, free, joyful 2021 ever. Yes. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, yes. Okay. And E just said, I learned that quieting the mind is like strengthening a muscle. For sure. We have to quiet the mind because we are not the mind. And up until this point, we have been following mind. Like, what do you think? Right? We're checking in and we're letting the mind control everything. And that's just not where we're going to be living in 2021. We're going to be the creators. So starting now, we are the creators. So manifesting is all about seeing what you want, right? Seeing it in the thought realm, feeling really good about it, and then letting it show up. Okay. When we want to let something show up, we have to let go of resistance that we're not good enough to have it, or who are we to have that, or we've never had something before. So what makes us think that we can have that? Okay. Those are all things that are not you. Those are all things that are trying to keep you who you are right now. And if you're on this call, you are ready to become a better version of you. Another note that I took was, yes, 100% of people who filled out the form want to become the best version of them. And 93% of you picked 10 out of 10 for being the one in your family to break generational cycles around money, health, wealth, and emotions. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and health. Wait, I said it all. Yeah. And I think one of you picked 9 out of 10. So there's that. Okay, so let's manifest. How's this going to work? I'm gonna have you guys close your eyes. It doesn't have to be too serious, but this is like a practice. And this is something that you guys can do when there's no one else outside of you talking. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes and just, again, breathe into that space of who you are. And allow yourself to visualize a year from now, December 29th, 2021. Super cool because I feel your energy and it's so high. Feel into who you are now in December 29th, 2021, and feel who you are as that person. Okay. Knowing that your network, your people around you see you for who you truly are. And those people are grateful that you got to show up as who you are finally. The house that you live in is more in alignment with you. Oh, and your bank account is something that you don't even have to check anymore. You just know that when you wake up in the morning, it's bigger than it was last night. Thank God in 2021, you've learned how to make money while you sleep. Thank God in 2021, you got to become who you truly are. Thank God in 2021, you got to turn your life around forever. And thank God you made it through 2020 so that you can be here now. Yeah. See that new car that you're driving? I see your new hairdo, your new outfits. Your whole your whole daily ritual, your routine is different. It's not what you were doing back in 2020. You've literally reignited the passion, the fire, and the love from within and poured it back into yourself. In your mind, let's share some gratitude. Say thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you've already manifested in 2021. I am so happy. You can follow me along in your mind. I am so happy and so grateful that I already, and then say what you want to manifest here. I'll say it again. I'm so happy and so grateful that I already manifested my most abundant, wealthiest, healthiest life now. Go ahead and take a breath and seal that up nice and tight. And release out the mouth. Now, in a moment, you're going to come back to December 29th, 2020. But before we do that, just breathe here. And remember that everything is always working out for you. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes and come back to the Zoom call. And please share in the chat anything that you felt, anything that you felt, anything that you saw, any shifts that you experienced in that manifestation experience. I'm gonna have some water. Tear of joy. Andrew, I think I had one too. Goosebumps. I felt myself smiling throughout the whole experience. Peace, relaxed, calming, feeling it all become reality. Ugh. Jasmine's taking her mother to take a picture at a Cadillac dealership. Yeah. Sylvia's looking at herself, so joyful, feeling lighter, more peaceful, and at ease. Arsa all over my 3D, 4D, 5D goosebumps. Joy. You saw your home. Your more presents on, oh yeah, under the Christmas tree, giving my daughter the best Christmas ever. Feeling, yeah, felt and saw everything I manifested. Literally, yes. Yes, that's the power. That's the power of you. That's your power. I felt as if I embodied all of my new me, as if it were right now. Yes, so grateful. Yes, thank you. I'm so happy. I was feeling like all the tingles, and it was coming from like here like this side, and then it was coming down diagonally, which is really cool. It like nothing was in my left leg. It was like all going that way. Yeah. Ugh, perfect. Yeah, high fiving for sure. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing these calls and I enjoy sharing all of my tools, my tips, my tricks, my resources. And oh, yay. You see your kid's happy with everything she got like at Christmas. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm so grateful to share like I said, like my tips, my tricks, my resources, my network with you guys, for everybody who's here. Like I was saying this year, like for 2020, it's really about like building the foundation of yourself and rooting down, which is what a lot of us have been doing. And then 2021 is all about like building up. Like maybe it's building a house, maybe it's building a community, maybe it's building organizations, businesses, brands, right? Like whatever it is in your mind that you see, how you're building your wealth is very important and making sure that you love it and that it feels really good. Yeah, and make sure it feels really good. I actually have one of my really good friends on the Zoom call right now, Veronica. Um, Thank you, girl, for coming on. I know you're super busy. But because you guys all wanted to manifest money, wealth, abundance, freedom, financial stability, wealth, higher income, free from all debts, thriving businesses, 2 million a month, financial wealth. She's actually my wealth girl. She's teaching me a lot about finance and abundance. Like, as you know, I basically live in the 5D. She's helped to bring me down into the 3D. And I wanted to just give her some time to share her story of how she's helping me and how she is helping others. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute her here. And if you can, please type 1111 in the chat to welcome Veronica here. She's super amazing. She's from Vegas. I learned so much from her. And if you guys are really interested in wealth, dude, just stay just stay tuned and listen to her story. Okay, girl, they're ready for you. I'm gonna unmute you here, Veronica. And I'll let you take the floor.
Hey, can you hear me okay? Oh my gosh, thank you so much for just hosting this call. And this is the first time I've ever actually been on one of your hosted webinars and calls. And I have like, I don't know how any of you are feeling, but I literally feel like heat transpiring from my body. It's kind of weird, in a good way. It's weird in a good way. And, as I was listening to some of the things that you were sharing, Lizelle, is a lot of this has resonated with me in so many ways because of the journey that I've taken over the last almost 5 years now, not only with my finances, but with my health and a lot of different things. And I just want each and every one of you to know that are on this like webinar right now, you are learning from somebody who truly has a heart to help you grow in many ways more than you probably can even imagine right now. And I want you to know I have personally known Lizelle now for, gosh, almost 5 years at this point, and we still have never met in person. And yet she's an individual that, because of who she is and the higher vibration that she vibrates at, that level that she vibrates at, the energy that she gives off, she's one of those individuals that I would consider a very dear, 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 dear friend that I know I will have forever in my life because of who she is. So I want you to know the powerful person that you have in your corner, that's really teaching you how to raise up and manifest new things in your life. So the reason I'm excited to share with you is because I want you to kind of know my story and my journey with finances. And I think this is such a perfect time to share this because many of you are on here because you want to manifest, whether it's financial freedom, whether it's breaking generational chains or things in your family financially, or even with your health, whatever the case is. I want you to know I was there. Okay, 2016 was the most defining year of my life. And it really started with, I got to tell you kind of the backstory to kind of catch you up to speed. But what I will share with you is I went to, just like all of you probably, I went to school, right? My parents always taught me get a good education so I can get a good job. And I followed on that path. I went to college. I racked up a lot of debt, okay, to the tune of I had about $90,000 of student loans. And by 2016, the mistakes that I made in college, bad choices of, again, not knowing what I was going to do, I basically racked up about $116,000 worth of debt. Okay. And I got to a point in my life, and it was specifically right around 2016, where I did not want to live my life the way I was living my life. I had a really good job. Okay. I had a really good house that I lived in, but I didn't feel fulfilled. Right. How many of you are on here right now? Drop it in the chat. I want to know how many of you, you're grateful for the things that you have, but you don't necessarily feel fulfilled, whether that's in your life, whether it's with the people that you're surrounded by, whether it's with your finances. I don't care what area it is, but if you don't feel fulfilled fully, I just want to know. Okay. I was there. I was there. And the reason I say 2016 was the most defining moment is because that was the year that I got introduced to some of the most impactful people I've ever met in my life. And some of the most impactful people who have helped me kind of shed the, what I call the old Veronica, and bring in the new me. Okay. Now with that, not only was it personal development I had to go through, not only was it almost unlearning things that, what I call, that I was indoctrinated to growing up. Okay. I literally had to lose and shed the old me. Okay. But here's what happened. Okay. I got introduced to some of these incredible people who were on a mission, and their goal was really simple over their lifetime. These are some very, very successful business owners, by the way. Okay. These successful business owners are individuals who have made millions of dollars in their industries that they work in. And when I met these individuals, they basically had shared with me that they were on a new mission in their life. Okay. And their mission was they wanted to impact 1 billion lives for good. Okay. Now imagine meeting some really successful people who have made millions of dollars in their lives, built companies to do billions of dollars, and they're basically sitting with you in a boardroom telling you that they want to impact 1 billion lives for good. Okay, I was pretty impressed not only at who they were, but how they wanted to change the perspective of helping their city, their state, their country, and people do better. Okay, at that moment, I decided, I said, you know what? I'm going to follow your program, because they had a program in financial education. They had resources to people who were smarter than me that were going to start teaching me ways how to better my finances. Now, here's what transpired from that day when I made that decision. Okay. Day two, after I had this whole conversation, decided, okay, I'm going to go through this program. Again, I had to unlearn things that I had from previous years. But what the main thing that I realized was when I got out of my own head and I got into action and I started learning what I just didn't know that I didn't know, and started applying these new principles in my life, my entire financial picture completely transformed. Okay, and here's how it transformed. In a very short amount of time, I was able to start a business. Okay, by the way, I was working at the time, I was working a job in IT operations. If anybody's in the IT field or knows anybody in the IT field, that's what I was doing. Okay, but on a part-time, spare time basis, I started a business. Okay, and I was doing it just in the cracks of my own schedule because I was working 60 hours a week at my job. And in a very short amount of time, about 2.5 months, I replaced my income from my job with my business. Okay. Now, what I did is I wanted to wait. Now, you guys are going to understand here in a moment why I'm sharing this story with you. But I decided to wait because when you are building a business, one of the things you have to make sure is that the income you create is consistent. So I waited until the third month. I waited till 90 days. And I finally made the decision in May of 2016 that I was going to walk away from my career full time and start fulfilling my passions and what I wanted to fulfill in my life, which was helping other people and growing as an entrepreneur. Okay. I don't know if any of you are on here and you want to grow a business yourself, or maybe you want to grow in a career field. Okay. I don't care whatever it is you want to do. I want you to know you are one powerful human being and you have that opportunity to do that. Okay. I want you to know that. But I knew that there was something larger in my life. And so I went on this journey of entrepreneurship. Okay. Now, here's what also transpired. In month 4 of working through this program, I learned how to not only take the money I was making in my business, I learned how to start paying down my debt. But I also learned how to start increasing my credit score. Okay. This is why this is important, is because in about the 5th month of working with these resources that I had at my fingertips, I got my credit score up from a 689 to an 810. Now, that's not the impressive part. Okay. Here's what I then learned utilizing these resources. I learned how to start restructuring debt, how to refinance student loans. At the time, I had a car payment and I had some remainder of credit card debt. I learned how to restructure that debt. What that did is that shaved and shaved off over the course of the time I was going to have to pay the remainder of the debt down. It shaved off $17,000 of interest. Okay, so as Lizelle's sharing with you, I'm talking the 3D, right? I'm talking in 3D about the physical things that transpired by utilizing the resources at my fingertips. Okay, but when we start talking about 4D, I want you to know there was a mental shift that I had to go through. Okay, because in order to start doing these things with these resources, I had to get out of my own way of my thought patterns that I had with money. Okay, and here's what I mean by that. I'm just going to give you an example. And I think Lizelle, you shared this a little bit earlier, and it really it hit home with me before I started talking. So I thought this was good to share. Is I want you to think about right now how you actually think about money. What are you constantly focused on in your life? If you're focused on, let's use an example, if you're focused on debt, because imagine if you have debt right now. If you're focused on debt, what do you think you're going to acquire more of in your life? It's debt. What you think about is what you bring about. So, one of the things that I had to shift, right, immediately about money is I had to shift to thinking abundantly, right? It's that whole ego that Lizelle was talking about. I call it the voice. She calls it your ego. I actually call it the little voice that's inside of your head. Okay. That little voice. Yeah. The one that's asking you right now, what little voice? Yeah. That's the one I'm talking about. The one that constantly talks to you every single day. Okay. That little voice. So when I hear that little voice, you want to know what I do? Because it constantly talks still to this day. What I do when I hear that voice is I pause. I become aware that it's talking. I recognize that it's there. And I say, thank you so much for sharing. 3, 2, 1. And I move on to whatever I was going to do anyway. Okay. That's personally how I handle it. Now, everybody has a different way of how you can handle it, but I want you to know that that's my little, that's personally what I do. Okay. Because we all have it. That voice is there. Now, let me just quickly go back. I had to share that with you. Let me quickly go back to my story. So I learned about how to basically, start eliminating debt, shave off interest. But here's the most important thing. All during this time, I was still building my business. And I had reached a point where I was making more money than I'd ever made in my entire life with my business. Because again, my thought process of thinking abundantly was the more people I can serve, will create more money naturally. So if you want to actually create more money in your life, think about how many more people you can serve on a daily basis. Think about how many more people you can reach out to and help in whatever it is that you do. And ultimately, the more people you give to, it will turn around in return. Okay. And if you don't quite wrap your head around that concept of giving to receive, then one of the best books you can pick up, if you're jotting this down, feel free to jot this down, is a book called The Go-Giver. It's one of my favorite books I've ever read. And I won't tell you the story. You got to read the book to find out. But it's one of the best books I've ever read. And when I grasped and wrapped my head around that, I realized the more that I give back to people and the universe, the more in return I will receive. Okay. Now, fast forward a year into my business, okay, at the end of the year of 2016, I had some W 2 income from my career. And of course, I had my business income. And so, together, combined in 2016, that was the first time I had ever made this large amount of money, that I made. And it was crazy because I'm like, this is nuts. How did I do this? Right. But it was all with these shifts. But here's what I want you to understand, because of the resources that I had that were teaching me about raising my credit, they were teaching me about structuring business entities, they were teaching me also about tax deduction strategies. The next piece that I learned in 2016 was, even though I had made the most amount of income in my life, I ended up paying the least amount of taxes in my life. Now, you might be wondering, how's that possible? You made more money. It's very simple. I started understanding simple strategies that exist legally that I just didn't know that I didn't know. Okay. And now, fast forward, it's now been almost a full 5 years, because this was in 2016, since I've been going through this journey with my finances. And I will tell you, over these last 5 years, I am now in a financial place that most people would dream about. Okay. All of my debt is paid off. I have multiple assets that cash flow, and I have created a total of 12 different businesses between myself and my husband that we operate. Now, a lot of them, you might be thinking, how the heck does this girl have 12 businesses? I want you to understand that most of those are passive income sources. Okay. And how I did that was, again, shift in mindset, and then gaining access to financial resources and people that were a lot smarter than me, that started teaching me, how do I start to create this in what we call the 3D world, right? How do I start to create it? Now, I don't share any of this to impress you at all, okay? Because what I've done, I think anybody can do, okay? But I share this to impress upon you that how something like this is created is through the power of you understanding how powerful you are. That's the most important thing, first and foremost. Okay, you have to understand that you truly are a powerful human being, and all of the voice, the garbage, that's just garbage to hold you in the position that you're in. Okay? And one of the best things that I'll leave you with is, my mentor taught me, okay, a mentor of mine, and I want you to know I have many mentors. And one of the best things that one of my mentors taught me was, look at the 5 closest people that you hang around, okay? And take an average of those 5 people that you hang around the most. And if you want to do this on a financial end, look at how much those 5 people, if you average out how much they make on average a year. And do you realize that the sum, like if you average out what those incomes become, you will actually end up averaging out to whatever it is that the 5 closest people are that you hang around with. So if you want to up your level in life, one of the first things I had to personally do is, I had to take a quick analysis on who I was hanging around with. And I also had to up my level of the people that I hang around with. Now, it doesn't mean, right? Doesn't mean that those people that I was hanging around with prior, doesn't mean that I don't love them any less. I still love them, right? They are still family, friends, those people to me. But I want you to know that I learned, in order to up my level in life, in business, in having success, I also had to up my level of the people that I was around. Okay. And then the last piece that I'm going to leave you with today, and Lizelle, I hope this is everything you wanted me to share. If there was more that you wanted me to share, look, I could talk for hours on finances. I could teach you guys so many strategies of how to create wealth in your life. That's not what today's call is for. I really wanted you to hear my story, to understand where I've been and where I'm going, so that you can understand that you are the common denominator in what you can create in your life. Okay. But the last thing I'm going to leave you with is, there's 3 main things that, if you want to up your level in life, okay, and you want to make more money, which I heard is a big one that a lot of you want to do in 2021 and manifest, then you need 3 things in order to do that. Okay. The first thing is, you need the right vehicle. Okay. If that's a business, whatever business it is, you need a vehicle that you can be passionate about, that you can go out there and really work every day in, right? If you're not passionate about something and you're working in a career field or you have a business that you're not passionate about, guess what? If you're not passionate about it, you're not going to want to get up every day and go work in that field. So number 1, you need the right vehicle. Okay? Number 2, you need the right coach, mentor, and trainer, or multiple mentors. Okay? I'll tell you, some of the most successful people I know, they don't have one mentor, they have multiple. Okay? You need the right coach, mentor, and trainer. And I'm not just talking about somebody who, can give you lip service. I'm talking about actual people who live by example, actual people who are documented, that can actually teach you things like where you want to go. They've already been there and they can teach you how to do it. Okay, I'm talking about real mentorship. And then the third thing you need, this is the biggest of them all, is you need a work ethic. Okay, you need work ethic, because the only time you'll actually see success before work is in the dictionary. If you don't have a strong work ethic, Lizelle caught that one. If you don't have a strong work ethic, guess what? Success isn't going to happen. So those are your 3 tangible things that you need. Now, I am just grateful, and I want to share with each and every one of you that I'm just grateful that you allowed me the opportunity to kind of share my story, share where I've come from. And I'm sure I'll be seeing a lot of you more. But with that, I'm going to turn the time back to you, Lizelle, so that you can kind of close this out. And I want to thank each and every one of you for just listening to this story. And I want you to know that one of my biggest passions, and the reason why I love getting on things like this and meeting new people, is because I want people to know that they have the ability to do anything they want in life. Okay. But you just got to get out of your own way and get out of your own head. So with that, Lizelle, I'm going to turn the time back to you.
Yay. Thank you, V. Oh my God, that was amazing. Please type 1111 in the chat if you were touched and just if you really felt something with Veronica, and if you learned something. V, look at that. Look at that. This is why she's in my corner, in my mind. Okay, I've never met Veronica, but I hear she's short like me. So in my mind, she's like in my little pocket. If you actually something we were kind of talking, because I know so many of you want to manifest money, freedom, all that stuff. I actually chatted with her to schedule a call tomorrow. You're 5 feet. Okay, I have you by 1 inch. We are scheduling a call tomorrow night, Wednesday, December 30th at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, right, B? 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, where she's going to dive in more on the finance and wealth, how to build that up, how to take care of your health, your wealth, all of that stuff. This is stuff that I've been learning this year, and I wanted to pass this on to you guys, to you guys who are really serious about changing your lives, changing how you feel with your life, and then like making what you want manifest just like show up in the 3D. Her husband John is amazing, so it'll be Veronica and John, and they're going to share with you a lot of their secrets of like what they do. And I think it's just going to be a short call, right? To just really like give you guys like a little window peek into what living in abundance could look like, and how you can start taking steps in 2021 for that. So if you are interested, please type your email address in the chat so that I can send you the Zoom link. I may not be able to hop on because I have another meeting. However, if I have your email, then I can actually just connect you to them. But there's a lot of huge information that I would love to teach you, but I'm not proficient in teaching this stuff. So I would rather let the source speak directly to you and help you. Because again, she's like in my pocket, she's in my corner, and I am just excited to share that with you. So yeah, I will reach out to you guys too on Instagram just to see if you're available. But that is what we are doing tomorrow night. So tonight was all about setting you up for success in 2021. helping you raise your vibrations and visualize everything that you want just to come and rain down on you. And I am just super excited to see you guys next year. This is the last like big training call that I'm hosting. So thank you for showing up. And please, if you know somebody who would be interested in manifesting through a replay or hearing Veronica's story, or just if you want to, go through this information again, I will be sending the replay via email. Okay. So you have access to that. And I just want to thank you all for your time and for sharing your manifestations with me. I hope you have a beautiful New Year's moving into 2021. And I wish you all abundance, wealth, love, joy, freedom, power, everything in your future. So let's talk soon. And thank you so much. So many thank yous. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody. And we will talk again in 2021. All right. Have a good night. Love you all. Aloha from Hawaii. Bye.